a lot of the archetypes that you see now of people, you wonder who they would have been before. Like, bros clearly would have been just like Vikings who pillage and rape.
Yeah, no, there were less archetypes.
And now look how far they've fallen. Now they're just bouncers and they date rape. You know? But they've been like so degrading for them. I used to think that a lot in Berlin, by the way, because you have all these big bulky bouncers. It's like you guys would have been Nazis for sure. You would have been Nazis, and then your fucking time is over. So now you have to let people not get into a nightclub because you don't like how they're dressed.
My favorite thing is to play that game at Temple.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which was what? Yeah. Would you have survived the Holocaust?
No. I do that game too. Yeah? Yeah, well, yeah, I do that game for Jewish or not. I do that game. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I look at like a cat. I'm like, you wouldn't have made it.
Yeah?
The Holocaust.
Who do you think would have made it? All right, let's get back to this game. What was the first game you were bringing
The game is just you would have been a Nazi because it doesn't have to. I think it only has to do. It was what was happening in that region at that time.
It's not.
You know, so if you weren't Jewish and in Germany in the 30s, you would have been a Nazi. Is basically what I'm saying. It's like you have the brain that'll latch on to that.
But are you talking about based on looks and identity, things out of your control, or on like personality traits?
Personality.
Yeah, it's great. It's great when you see like a really bitchy woman at a supermarket, and it's like I can 100% see you as a very successful Nazi.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah,
and it's just like fascism went out of favor, and now you're
and now you're this.
Now you're the bitch at Etika.
Yeah. But in the back of your head, you're like, man, I wish it was those days.
This woman would have been the fucking Mickey Mantle of ratting out Jews in her neighborhood.
Yep.
Yeah, just like the people on there who are
hyper
bureaucratic.
And now she's just some piece of shit on Facebook or like whatever, you know.
Exactly. Nazism was really a time for losers to shine because if there's a scapegoat, it's a scapegoat for everybody. It's a free for all.
Yeah.
Unless what if it was really competitive to like out the Jews? Like you call in tips and they're like, did you know Dan already called all those tips in? And I'm like, Dan the Jew? And they're like, yeah, we gave him immunity. We gave him immunity because he outed so many Jews.
What was I about to say? Yeah, it was. I look at people and I think that, and I look at people like at the super, like making a fuss at like the supermarket, and I think that I'm like, you want to rat people out.
It's that, or I see people making a fuss at the supermarket, and it's like 100 years ago, you would have been just fucking slaughtered.
Yeah,
like you would not. No one would have put up with your bullshit. It's almost like the same way that people. I have asthma, right? People with asthma didn't exist 200 years ago. They just died. Right?
Yeah.
Until they found asthma medication, those people just died, and that was it. Peanut allergy, same thing. There was no like.
I think peanut allergy is new.
No, in medieval times they were like, "This is a peanut-free like fucking feast hall," where they're drinking out of gourds.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Vlad the Horrible, did you eat peanuts? You're not supposed to have peanuts. Don't you know that Ivan?
Yeah, he's like Vlad
the monstrous is allergic to peanuts. Yeah, he's like, you hurt my throat.
Yeah."
Yeah. So like, it's almost like. Oh, I mean, it's also, this is very, you have to be careful because it backslides into like a eugenicist argument that we're keeping alive people that should have died, right? As soon as you start saying who should have died, you're arguing for eugenics. But also
it's like, okay, so the person that has the peanut allergy, okay, maybe they be dead in medieval times, but now they have something else to offer besides like not dying from peanuts or like raping and pillaging.
Right.
Like now that guy can code.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah.
So it's not like people, so what would kill you back then, it's good that it doesn't kill you back then because you had other uses that we need you for now.
Right. You were
back when there was no coding, it was like you're not going to rape and pillage and you're no good.
The only skill there was before was not dying. And it was helping people. It was either you
and fucking.
You were able to not die by killing a bunch of people, or you were able to help people not die by making the swords and then healing the people who were good at not dying.
That's true.
And that was all of civilization.
Well, there's also shelter.
And then there's all those fucking meatheads are just left over now.
I'm sure there was a cook
working. They're just working in dead end jobs with just like they were bred for stupidity. They were bred for brutishness. Right?
Yeah.
All the fucking anybody who's more strong than me, anybody who's jacked in any way, all those people, they're animals and they have no brains.
Okay.
I think we agree, right?
Yeah, we agree.
Anybody better looking than me also, those people bad.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So, welcome to You Got.
Hello.
My name is Santiago.
This is Santiago. My name's Dan.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to talk about I don't know.
We're talking about scams. Yeah.
Yeah. What were we talking about? People. Oh yeah, you play the game. Would you have survived the Holocaust or not with random people you see on the street?
I do play that game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who do you think would survive? Like by strength or by
Oh, by by strength, by confidence, by attitude, and by how well they fit in.
You don't think it was just dumb luck? You think fitting in is good for surviving the Holocaust?
Yeah, I mean, if you're German, yeah.
Oh no, I don't mean that. I mean like Jews. Like when you're a temple, like
okay.
who would have gotten away?
Thing. Oh,
who would have gotten away? Who would have somehow found a way out of the camps or something?
Oh, okay. So like, is this person crafty enough?
Yeah.
To escape the Holocaust camp.
I don't even know how much of it is craftiness as opposed to just like dumb luck. Like, you're about to get executed and then somebody drops a bomb somewhere and then you're able to walk away. Right?
Can you imagine
that had to happen a ton.
Do you think do you think that was one guy's story though? Is like, so how did you survive the Holocaust? He's like, man, I just fucking, left.
Yeah.
I was like, there was a hole in the fence. I crawled through and I just walked,
She's like, dude, a girl with big tits walked by. They all fucking turned around. I just fucking crawled out.
Oh man, it's like a Looney Tunes level like way of escaping that you have. It's like, okay, you dress up like a sexy woman. He's like, but I'm a bunny rabbit. Yeah. He's like, nope, no.
We got balloons. We got lipstick. We got bunny ears.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, no, just put the bunny ears down like hair, and the guys will pop boners. They got so hard they couldn't hold the guns anymore.
They have Tom and Jerry cartoons that have references to Hitler in it. Yeah, it's like Jerry will have a Hitler mustache and then like a bomb will hit him and then he'll be dead. Yeah. And then like it's like a kid's cartoon.
Yeah, well, he was a public figure. It's
Tom?
No, Hitler.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sometimes we have guests on, and then you say something, and I can't tell if it's a joke, and they're like, "You're being a dick." He was clearly joking, and I'm like, "You didn't see the other 8,000 times." Yes, Tom from Tom and Jerry was a historical figure.
He was.
Yeah. Actually, he was.
He killed all the Jews, or tried
against women's suffrage.
Yeah,
exactly.
That was a difficult cartoon,
exactly.
Yeah.
Who's Tom? Tom is the cat.
Yeah.
Tomcat.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And Jerry Mouse, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, the logic holds up.
Well, Jerry was the guy who used to shove mouses up his ass.
Oh,
so, and he was like, Jerry, let me get one of your butt mouses. Yeah. And he was like, all right. And he pooped it out.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then a cartoon was born.
And they were like, what do we call the butt mouse? And they were like, also Jerry. They're all Jerry. It's like George Foreman situation. It's like,
I call up my butt mouse as Jerry.
He keeps popping mice out of his ass. And they're like, and what's this one called? He's like, also Jerry.
Yeah. He's like, they're individuals. Yeah. They're individuals. Yeah. Jerry Jr.
He's only got so much. You know how they say you only have so much blood that you can think or use your penis? He's got only so much blood that he can name mice or pop mice out of his asshole. Right.
Okay.
So when he's using the blood to pop the mice out of his asshole, there's none left for naming mice.
Are you saying, is that an actual thing or a saying? Like you only have so much blood as to use your brain, use your penis?
Yeah, it's definitely not real.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you got a boner, you would become mentally deficient and just run into walls.
Doesn't it feel like that? Doesn't it feel like that sometimes?
Yes, but for emotional reasons, but not because your brain stops functioning because there's no blood.
That's what your bloodless brain wants you to think.
Right.
That
Exactly.
You're horned up and in love, but really it's just a lack of blood in your brain.
Your sad, pathetic little brain is so ashamed of its inability to function that when it gets bad, when the blood gets back into it and it's able to work again, it's like, ooh, look at what that evil wily penis did. The penis tricked us.
I think what happens is the penis draws blood from the brain, so so if you're not attracted to the girl, like you don't mind.
Oh, that's funny.
That's my theory.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's like, stop thinking, buddy. Just go for it. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That's almost dark. This is brutal. That means that you were already not attracted to her when you got into the situation to have sex with her. And then it's when it's time to perform, your brain gets shut down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been sponsored by Blue Chew, everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
Boner pills, man.
That's right. Don't you hate having to choose between your penis and your brain? Now you don't have to.
Yeah,
exactly.
With Santiago's blood, you're selling blood.
They haven't sponsored us, but do you know that's how Blue Chew works? Is you chew it and then it turns into extra blood that goes into your penis. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it turns into extra blood and it fills your penis with blood. And then
so this pill right here,
it's like melting blood. Yeah, and then later it melts. Oh, actually, what you do is when you cum it out, that's the blood. Yeah.
Yeah, you're lying to me.
I'm not.
Yeah. That last part.
I'm Dr. Blue.
Yeah, Dr. Blue.
Dr. Blue.
I would prefer Wolfgang von Chew.
Did I tell you that joke? I wrote this. Nobody likes it.
That just means I'll probably like it.
No, it's not one of those.
Oh, by the way, I did I actually did that Blue Chew erectile dysfunction bit that made you laugh. Oh my God, it's so bad.
What's the joke?
It's just what's the point of blah 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 if you can't fuck your mom's corpse? Yeah, you're laughing now.
Yeah,
Oof, it bombed.
Where?
Yeah.
At a show?
No, not at a show.
Oh, at a mic.
Yeah, at a mic. Yeah.
The joke was I was doing free association with my therapist, and she was like, all right, think about childhood. What does that make you think about? And I said, when I was a kid, I blew my uncle. She goes, and what does that make you think about? I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die, dabba dee, dabba die. Blue, like I blew my uncle. Folks, welcome to You Got podcast.
What's the joke?
The joke is just that you would associate something so traumatic with something so stupid, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's about association.
Okay, pause for edit.
All right, pause for edit. Well, tell your fucking corpse joke so that I can not laugh at it, please.
No, hey, shut up.
What do we got? What do we got on the docket?
But you want to do some scams?
No, I don't. I want to keep talking about nothing. I prefer that. I find it vastly preferable.
You said you like Print With Me.
Print with me?
Yeah.
What is print with me?
The
service.
The service, yeah, where you go into like a shop and you can.
I think I used
print
it
something
once and it worked, and then I went to Staples in Manhattan and it did not work, and I was very annoyed because I had to because the way that one worked, I did it once at a bodega and it worked, and then because it's just a bodega, you can talk to the guy.
Yeah.
But I went to Staples, and it's obviously people who work at Staples who were like gossiping for 40 minutes, and I was like, I gotta go. I just didn't pick up my shit.
I broke a lot of equipment at Kinkos the other day.
Yeah? How?
Oh, yeah. I got greedy with flyer cutting.
What does that mean?
That means instead of doing like you're like,
Four
let's say you have 50.
paper.
Let's say you have 50 pieces of paper you need to cut into flyers, right? You can do 10 batches of 5 or 5 batches of 10, but you do them in chunks.
Yeah.
So I think I was like, I'm gonna do it in 2. So I tried to do like 25 pieces of paper at once, and I just cut it through the machine, and I just completely broke the hinge off the cutter.
And then you took the cutter as
Yeah,
machete.
yeah, no,
and
it was
you
like
slaughtered the employees.
I was like, hello, and it was like I looked at that and was like, oh my God, this is a fucking weapon right now.
Yeah,
it was cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and they fixed it.
Yeah,
but it
I
took
bet
them a
you
while.
it happens 80,000 times a day.
Really?
Because it's the piece of shit equipment. It shouldn't break. It should just not cut.
All right,
bro. If I had scissors, and if you try to cut something too thick, and then the scissors just fall apart,
yeah, those would be shitty.
It's like those
scissors.
are shitty scissors.
Yeah.
So if anything, you help them out. You show them the limitations of their equipment, so that now they're able to improve.
They didn't see it that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they saw it as a guy that broke their equipment. Yeah,
and then you could go to him and say, "Hey, you make the same either way. Who gives a shit?"
Yeah, it's the thing about Kinkos. It is that nobody
does anything.
Yeah, but you don't have. That's the nice thing about working at Kinkos.
Yeah,
is that you don't have to do anything.
You sign up for a job to do nothing. You get paid garbage, and you have to wear a red shirt and stand around. And now all of a sudden, at your job where you get paid not to work, Dan comes in and he's holding a fucking machete.
Yeah, like, can you fix this?
Yeah.
Those jobs are actually kind of nice though. I've had those before.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just kind of like you get paid shit, but you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to think.
And you don't have to think. Yeah. You can just wander around in your head all day.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So working at Kinkos isn't that bad because you don't have to and it's understood by the people who walk in that you're not getting paid. So you know what I mean? So
you're not getting paid. You're getting paid enough to stand there, not paid enough to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's like, okay, it's like I get this is minimum wage, and you're here to make sure I just don't set the place on fire or literally steal.
Right.
Like, and I mean probably like blatantly steal.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
So you're basically here to guard the M&Ms.
No. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a little story.
You killed the guy at Kinkos?
My girlfriend and then I stole M&Ms.
Yeah. They're like, hey,
caramel?
Yeah. They're like, we're not calling the police. We don't get called for that.
Yeah. My girlfriend has been working at a very large department store, and they have a no-touch policy. They can't touch people that are stealing. And
oh, okay. I thought you meant like the people can't touch her.
Yeah, that's a policy everywhere, Dan.
Yeah. No, that's what I meant, but I thought it was an actual, like put it on a sign.
No.
And I was like, do not touch our employees. I'm like, well, that's a...
Right.
Yeah. It's a strip club. She's working a strip club.
Right, exactly. She works at a strip club / department store. I bet you that would fucking sell like crazy. Yeah. What if strip clubs are thinking too small? Because the strippers are making all the money and the bar's making all the money. What if you could buy a fucking polo shirt?
How about a lingerie?
That's how they should sell houses. They should just have fucking strippers rubbing their pussies all over the corner of the house.
No, for legit. You know? What if they had like
crawling on the floor?
All right, okay. What about what if it was like a department store, but it like sold used panties?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. But that's like that would be the department store stripper. Like buy the panties after you just saw her. Who wants to auction off the panties after they're done?
They should just have a department the same way that you hear music to have like light entertainment, and because it makes it more bearable. They should just have strippers at every store. Yeah. Frozen yogurt. You know.
Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure this is all available at Men's Warehouse. So
yeah.
You've never been there.
It's actually Men's Whorehouse.
Yeah.
You got it confused.
At Men's Whorehouse, we have the largest men.
You're gonna love the way you look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this job.
You're gonna love the way you look at women.
There's a no touching policy at the job.
Yeah, dude.
They're not allowed to touch the
She's
customers.
Not allowed to touch herself at the job.
Right? Imagine just hands. Everyone has their hands up the whole time.
Yeah, that's what it is. These corporate jobs, they want you to squirt all over the fucking panties, but they don't let you touch yourself because they're not insured for that. And you're like, hey, you got to help me out here, buddy.
So what's going on with the job? The no touching.
Oh yeah. She's got a job. She's not allowed to touch. Yeah, so I haven't seen her in a couple weeks.
Oh, you're like, honey, come to bed. She's like, I'm on the clock.
Yeah, she's like, there's this new policy at work. I can't blow you.
I was like, yeah. If I don't blow you, technically that counts as overtime. Yeah. So that's time and a half. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Getting blown on Saturdays and Sundays. You're like, thank God it's Memorial Day.
Yes. It's yes, sure. It's a no touching policy. If people try to steal, they can't do anything about it. They can't touch them. They can just be like, sir, please put that back. And people know. So they'll just come in with a giant bag and get the most expensive items. And she was like, hey, these shirts have like these little protector things, like ink blots so that they explode. And the manager was like, yeah, those don't stop these people. And they just bring in giant magnets and they're just like taking the things off in front of everybody. and she was like, a newer employee came over and was like, sir,
I'm going to do this.
Hold on. She was like, sir, you're stealing. And he goes, shut up, bitch. You can't do nothing.
Wait, she said this to your girlfriend?
Not to my girlfriend. She didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know? But some 22-year-old like brand new like is like they're stealing, and it's like, do you not know how this works? You just let them steal.
After the podcast is over, you got to tell me the name of the store. Can I just go in and steal?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I'm sure you're on security cameras, and they might report you, and there might be a warrant out for you if you have, if they find you on a database.
Don't ruin it for me.
But then you also got to sell. All right, Dan, I'm gonna. Let's go through some business, you and I. I want to go through some business.
Oh no, I know you got to sell the clothes on the black market.
That's right. Yeah. Echo Unlimited.
Yeah.
Sean John.
eBay.
The black market.
Yeah. Ooh.
Fuzzy hats.
Yeah.
fuzzy Kangol
2003 hats. Fuzzy Kangol hats.
I don't know how people.
What was the last black person you saw? LL Cool J?
I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I did see LL Cool J on the street. He was doing.
Was he wearing a Fuzzy Kangol hat?
He was. Yeah.
Well, then it must have been 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Mary J. Blige.
Yeah. She's great. She's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk about LL Cool J in a minute, but okay, Dan. So you have to fence these fucking goods. How are you? You have stolen merchandise. What are you gonna do with it?
I probably.
You go on eBay. eBay, is public. People can find you on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I set up a fake eBay account.
Okay, and then where does the payment go?
The payment goes to another bank account.
Oh, really? And how do you open a bank account without your name on it?
What? I steal your identity.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm Santiago Angel.
So you have my identity, and then what you've chosen to do with my identity is resell T-shirts that you got from fucking.
I'm also looking at tons of child porn. No. I'm also doing this. It's like one of the many things I do. But if I start looking at child porn and then I get a I get a phone call, it's like, this is the FBI. We've told you for the last time.
Yeah, stop stealing T-shirts.
Yeah, stop stealing T-shirts. Yeah. And they just give me a wink about that other thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you do. You steal someone's identity, open up a bank account in their name, and then you set up a.
Are you making a joke? That's not what you do.
Okay, how do you do it?
Is that how you thought it worked?
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
I always think I'm the guy in the movie that goes, once the guy gets like the diamonds in the heist, I'm like, now what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You got a thing of diamonds? You know a diamond guy? I guess you got to know a diamond guy.
It's called a fence. You know what a fence is?
But they never show that in the movie.
Do you know what a fence is?
No.
A fence is a guy.
Well, I know what a fence is.
Not the physical structure.
Oh.
It's a guy. Or a woman, I guess.
That gets offended?
Yeah. It's a guy that when you have stolen stuff, he'll pay you like a fraction of it, and then he can like sell the stolen merchandise because he knows people. Like if you're an art thief, you need a fence who's somebody who, maybe knows art buyers who are willing to buy illegal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fence.
Okay, so I'll get one of those.
All right.
There you go.
All right, how are you gonna meet a fence?
Well, I go to fence.com.
Yeah, exactly. Fences.com.
Yeah, fences.com.
You get a white picket fence.
Yeah.
And then you put some diamonds on it.
Yeah, put some diamonds on it, and then it's disappeared.
Done.
Then the fence fairy comes and takes them away and leaves
exactly.
cash under your pillow.
Let's walk through a scenario. Okay, you have some diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stole them from your uncle or some shit. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of diamonds. Like $50,000.
Okay, I have $50,000 worth of diamonds.
Yeah, what do you do?
I have to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Or I have to sell them.
Yeah.
I for real.
Yeah.
I go to a public library.
Yeah.
And I Google it.
Yeah.
How do I get how to find a fence now that I know what that is?
Okay.
10 different ways to get a fence. I would go on someone else's computer or a public computer and try and find information.
There's homeless people masturbating to the left and right of you.
I'd be like, great, it's safe. Nobody knows I'm here, and this is not going to be trackable.
just to blend in with everyone else.
Yeah.
You're masturbating too.
Yeah. I would also probably know someone who could point me in the right direction.
And who might that be?
What? Well, I have his social security number right here if you want. Yeah.
Do you?
No, I know a couple of people who would probably know how to do that.
Really?
Yeah. Not know how. They'd be like.
They would know who to know.
Here. Yeah.
They'd know
exactly.
the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd be like, talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are these? If I don't want to get too much into things you can't talk about, but is it like drug dealers, or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would ask my weed dealer if he knows a coke dealer.
In your mind, I saw that you were saying like Pulitzer Prize winning composer, and I was like drug dealer, and you were like that one. You're like, yes, yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, my friends in academia.
That's definitely my friends who fucking know.
My friends in academia, not so much. No, you're right. I would probably ask my weed dealer if he knew a coke dealer who knew someone who could.
Yeah. Meanwhile, okay, great.
Yeah.
You want to play with this scenario?
Some stuff. Yeah.
You want to have some fun?
Meanwhile, the weed dealer is like, "Oh, weed is legal now, and I'm calling the police." Yeah.
No. Here's all right. I'm the coke dealer you met through your weed dealer.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? I heard you know Frank.
Yeah, I know Frank.
Yeah, what's up?
I have a bunch of. He said you'd be able to help me.
Yeah, with what?
What? I think you know. I think
you figured it out. Why? What's the problem? I'd love to help you with your problem. What's your problem?
The problem is that I have some things that need to be
things
moved.
Things
moved. Yes.
What kind of things?
Good things.
Yeah? All right. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like shiny things.
Did you want to buy diamonds, or did you want to buy cocaine? Sorry.
No, I didn't want to.
Oh, you called me here because you don't want to buy cocaine.
I was saying maybe if you know a guy
who does what,
could help me move some diamonds.
What are we talking about? Like a diamond?
Like a lot, a lot.
All right, like ballpark 50,000.
Aren't you just 10, the coke dealer? Don't you just point me to the guy and he'll be able to tell me if he'll help me?
No, this is what the coke dealer goes. So I gotta know how much because there's different people to talk to. So ballpark, how much is this worth?
I mean, well, no one's around here right now, so I guess it's safe. Here they are.
Oh, okay.
You can see it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's enough to carry.
Yeah.
And you can certainly run with them.
Yeah.
You know, and you can definitely stab and then run with them.
Right.
So that gives you the amount.
Yeah.
So can you help me?
Yeah. So you can go to a coke dealer and be like, I have $50,000 worth of diamonds, and you're a very scary man who probably carries a gun.
No, I'd ask him more discreetly.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I'd just be like, do you know? I have some stuff I have some merchandise that needs to be moved. I need to talk to a guy.
Yeah.
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 That's it. Do you know a guy? And he would say yes or no.
That guy's just gonna rob you now. Is my point.
He's gonna rob me. How? We're meeting in a parking lot. I have a mask on.
Yeah, so he's gonna put a gun to your mouth and say, "Take me to the diamonds right now, or I'll kill you."
This guy would never do that.
This guy's cool, man.
Yeah. Coke dealers are cool. They're your best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is true.
I think yeah. But also, it's like if you've been buying a lot of coke from him, you probably know him well enough where you could also he wouldn't just rob
met
you.
Him for the first time.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I also have a coke. No, I don't do coke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
I think I could do it. I think I could move it.
Yeah.
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 I'd be over my head a lot.
Yeah.
But I think I would at least get in the right direction before I get caught.
How much do you think you could get for $50,000?
How would you do it? How would you do it?
$50,000 clean dollars worth of diamonds. How much do you think you could get?
I don't know. 30?
30?
30 out of it? Like a hefty fee.
Yeah.
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 How would you do it?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right.
I have no idea.
Well,
if I had a bag of diamonds, I guess I would go. I mean, I wonder what happens if you go to a pawn shop. Do you have to have certificates for that type of thing?
That's a good idea.
Right?
No, I'm sure they're very careful about. Maybe a sketchy. You would have to find a sketchy pawn shop.
I think this is what happens. I think if you've got the certificate for it, they give you the price that it's worth.
Yeah.
Or like the regular pawn price, which is like a third of it or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't, they're like, "Hey, listen, you don't have the paperwork. I don't know if this is stolen. I can give you like."
They never actually. I saw about this. They never do that.
Yeah.
Because because the police will come by often and look at pawn shops for stolen goods, and they're gonna be like, "What's he gonna do?" But I bought it. He's like, "I don't care, it's stolen," and they just take it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's fucking $50,000 worth of diamonds, right? That's the type of thing that they could then be the fence. They could then flip that to. They probably know jewelers who would be willing to take that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So a corrupt pawn shop.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So now we just need to find $50,000 worth of diamonds.
Nice.
And then we can get 10 grand.
Well, I got news for you.
It's a pretty bad deal.
Yeah, I know it's risky. Yeah.
It's not good. But anyways, what you can do, Dan, which is the whole point of this, is you're thinking about it wrong, is you fucking take those shirts and then
first of all, my original plan was to just buy stuff I wanted to wear.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You turned it into this international fucking scheme where I'm like, all of a sudden I have diamonds now.
Well, you made it identity theft where you're watching child porn under my name. Might I bring that up?
No. That was before.
That was
I was like
Macy's or the Sears or whatever department store.
Yeah. Fuck. All right.
Or Dillard's.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking at the time so I know where to bleep that.
I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool that you can just steal stuff from there.
Yeah, everywhere. And it's most stores in New York, I think.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Should I stop paying for stuff?
Bro, in the Walgreens, I hear like the people in the Dwayne Reed near me being like, "Man, that guy steals. We got to kick him out." Like, just tell him, like, you can't be so obvious about it.
Yeah.
They're just complaining that it's like he doesn't try to hide it. I think if you just try to hide it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened to when I worked at a department store. I think I told you this story once, and my friends would just be like, "Oh, we steal from the department store now."
Yeah.
And then they were just doing it so obviously that I was like, "Guys,
yeah.
pretend."
Yeah.
Pretend.
Yeah.
Put it in your fucking pocket.
Right.
Don't take something and then walk out of the store with it in your hands in
Yeah.
front of my boss.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just do that.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good advice.
Yeah.
Did your boss ever catch them?
No, he never caught him, but I got fired.
You did?
Yeah.
Because they were stealing?
No, because I told you about this. I was bad at making keys.
Oh, yeah, you told. I don't know if you ever told that on the podcast.
I think I did tell it on the podcast, yeah.
I don't know if you told that on an episode that we released.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You don't have to tell it.
That I'm a bad keysmith.
Yeah.
Which is what we are technically called.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. It's part of my time in the guild.
Yeah.
Replicating keys.
Right.
At a hardware store
now
in Jersey.
Your job has been replaced. By the way, you go to Home Depot, it's $1, and there's a machine that just copies the key.
Oh, those were there. I think even when I was around.
Yeah.
But they're expensive. They're more like there was
to
just
buy the machine. Is
yeah.
expensive.
This is just an old grandfathered in key replicating thing that was in the store that we used.
Right.
So anyway, to replicate the key, what you're supposed to do is there's a slot with the cutter on it, and there's a slot with the guide on it, and you put the slot with the key that's already cut on the guide, and you put it the one with the cutter, the blank key on the cutter.
Yeah.
And then you follow the grooves, and then it replicates the key. It's fairly simple.
Sure.
What happened was a guy came in, and he goes, I lost my car keys. These are the only car keys that I have left my car.
Yeah.
Can you replicate them? Like an idiot, I switch them. I put the originals on the cutter and the blank on the guide. And I don't notice. I turn the cutter on, I go, and I just completely, this guy's last car key, I basically...
Destroyed.
Yeah, didn't destroy, but like made a huge groove in it, you know? So it's a different key now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, I hope that didn't make a difference.
Yeah.
You know, of course it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
So I just switched him back, and then I copied
Yeah.
I copied his broken key, and I went up to him, and I go, here's your keys. And I don't know what I was thinking, that if I wasn't going to get caught because he drove there in the car.
You thought it might work somehow still.
I was just praying that somehow by some miracle the key would still work. So watch him, he walks over to the car. He goes to the new key, goes to open. The car doesn't open. And he looks and he goes, you know, and then he opens, he takes the original key, and he sees that it's broken, and he comes storming in, and I get fired. Yeah.
No, that's not how
I got fired a couple weeks later.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you said like, "Am I fired?" And he was like, "Yeah."
No, that was another place.
That was the deli.
That was the deli.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Man, I was so bad at jobs.
Yes. Yeah. Certain jobs.
You know how it just sucks to have a job that you're bad at.
Yeah.
And that you don't want to be bad at it.
I've never had that situation.
Fuck yeah. You've never had a high school job?
I've never had a job I wanted to be good at.
Oh, okay, but did you have jobs in high school?
Yeah, like random shitty little things. I was a dishwasher for a while at a pizza place.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I quit. I quit in the guy. It was a pizza place in
Texas
outside Houston, and the guy was like
best pizza in the world, by the way.
Yeah.
In Texas, right outside Houston. That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was just like you would wash dishes, and it was just an industrial dishwasher. They didn't even let us have music back there because they were like, "Nah, it's distracting for the customers." Like really shitty jobs are horrific. They like control so much about you. They had cameras back there, and if you weren't doing anything, they would like make you wash the walls. So you would have to like.
It's Amazon.
So you would have to sit there and mime washing stuff when there was nothing to wash,
oh
just in case the guy.
Fucking God.
Because the owner also would sit at home and watch the cameras. It's like. What's the
what
point
a
of
psychopath.
owning? What's the point of owning a fucking place, of owning your own spot, and then having a day off if you're just gonna sit there and watch the people work?
Also, what a total psychopath.
Yeah, these are small business owners. A lot of them are like that. This is more common than you think. So he was this little fucking tyrant.
Damn, dude. Did everyone hate him?
Everyone fucking hated him. I remember there was like some white trash dude that was missing a tooth.
Imagine
and then like a white trash girl that was missing a tooth, and he took him out back one time, and he was like, "Listen, I know you're fucking her, but fucking she's got to get her shit together." Like it was that type of thing. And then in my mind, that guy was an adult, but looking back, he was like 17, and I was 15 or 16, right?
Yeah.
What else was going on at that place?
Did you ever get back at the guy?
Well, no, but like I was gonna say this. There was also, I think I told you about this, but there was like a white trash kid there, who it's like he was like a wigger, you know. He was white and he wanted to be a rapper. You can't say that.
Whoa.
The N word.
Oh, I thought you were
the W word.
Oh no, I thought you were mispronouncing it. No, I get it now.
Yeah. You know, like a white. All right. Yeah. So he's this fucking, you know, what do you call it? Black scent. A white dude who speaks with a black scent who wants to be a rapper.
I think that's what you call it.
He was working.
I don't think there's a term for it.
He was working as a dishwasher, and he was using all his money to buy a chain And he would just buy like a big old chain with his name on it to try and like hit on girls. Meanwhile,
awesome.
It's like a short, fat dude who he like dropped out of high school. You know,
it's like the things that guys think will get them women is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a short, fat dude. What do I do now?
Yeah, but it's also
I get a job at a pizza place and I save up for a chain.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like that's his game plan.
He had to be living at home. Nobody paying rent is like, you know what would be a good way to, you know where I should allocate my funds?
Yeah.
A big old chain.
Meanwhile, you're living at home. It blows my mind. I couldn't imagine bringing a girl home to my parents' house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you have roommates.
Yeah.
That's kind of like that's almost bordering on like, I don't know about this.
It's like your parents have to hear you fuck, and then they like your parents meet them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my cousin did that. He would like hook up with girls in high school, and then when he wanted to get rid of them, he'd be like, "Do you want to meet my mom?" And they'd be like, "I gotta go."
Really?
Yeah, he would do it in his parents' apartment.
That is smart.
Because they were like cool parents.
Yeah. That's, you don't reveal till you want it to end that you live with your parents.
Yeah, or you know, because you're in high school, but then you put them in a situation they don't want to be in, so they'll leave.
Okay.
Like, hey, my mom's making breakfast. And she's like, I gotta go. Yeah. Anyways, when that guy I quit that job because I was like, basically like, this is not worth my time. It was like $8 an hour before taxes, and it came out to like $5.50 after taxes.
Oh, God damn, man.
Because they withhold.
Do we age ourselves by saying how bad minimum wage used to be?
Minimum wage is still $7 in half the country.
That's insane.
It just hasn't gone up. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And so no, actually, like wages and minimum wage, a lot of that has been stagnant for 40 years.
Oh. All right, well.
Yeah. Or adjusted for inflation, but not cost of living, something like that. Anyways, I quit, and this guy's like, oh, 15 years old, ready to retire. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's a retiree. Oh, look, everybody. He gathers people around, and they're like, Santiago's retiring. Santiago doesn't need to work anymore because he's retired, because he's too good for this job. Okay, bye-bye, Santiago.
Yeah. Hey, bye, everybody. I'm going to college.
Yeah.
I'm going to what does he think life is?
That's exactly the thing. It's like, it's these small business owners. It's like, first of all, they're using this idea of like American and Protestant work ethic, where it's good to work no matter what. Right, where work equals good.
Yeah.
And then they're using that to put you in a job where you're being exploited.
Yeah.
Where you're like, never in my life. Any of those jobs. The first job, I had one job out of college. Like, I bounced around with a bunch of shitty jobs, and then I landed on the cigarette thing, which I talked about, and bartending, which was all right money, like $20 an hour a decade ago.
Yeah, it's good.
In like 2010, cash. But before that, I did a couple, like, I had like a job that was like $11 an hour photoshopping stuff all day at Zappos. So they had like a temp job where they wanted me to they had photographers take pictures of shoes, and I had to remove the background. And I went in for one day, and I removed the thing, and I was like, this is the best job ever. I did like 30 of them, and then the boss comes in, and she goes, hey, how's it going? I was like, good. She's like, so you did 30? And I was like, yeah. She's like, how much time do you spend on these? I got one over on this bitch. I was like, I just want to make sure they look good.
And she's like, oh, I don't fucking care.
Yeah. She was like, yeah.
About that at all.
She was like, oh, it's totally important that they look good. We need about 300 a day.
Yeah.
And that's just like carpal tunnel syndrome. Just click, delete. Click, delete.
Yeah.
And just get every little spot that's missing.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
So then.
That's another thing when you go to a job, and then like there's the day that you realize that nobody gives a shit.
Right. Well,
and you're like, oh, I can also not give a shit.
No, but she gave, like, that's what I'm saying is, like, shittier jobs, people will give a shit, you know?
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, we need you to have this many. I remember Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out, and I would listen to that, and I was like, this is the point of life, is to make cool shit, and this is hell.
No.
Right? This is fucking hell. And I remember that's also when I realized, like, everybody was there with like a giant Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee, and I was like, oh, people only like they have to like pump in sugar and caffeine just to get through the day because this is so horrible. And this is also when I was drinking morning to like I didn't drink the first 2 mornings that I went there, but then I went on a bender, and I was up at like 7 a.m. the next day, still drinking.
Yeah.
And I called the temp agency, and I was like, I'm not going to come in anymore. And they were like, really? Please, can you take the day off and come in tomorrow? And I was like, nah, never. And so on one hand, you can look at like the drinking. Was it out of control? And is it like living for hedonism, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I've always let like whether you enjoy things kind of like direct you and act as some sort of guide as to whether you're doing things right or wrong.
Yeah.
And I just could feel that I hated it so much that I was like, there's no way that like sitting at home and drinking is way better than this, and that there's no fucking way that I'm going to stop doing this so I can do that shitty job, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But
then I found jobs where I could drink on the job, and that was great.
Did you, but how bad did you need the money?
Yeah, no, I was pretty fucked. But I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna. It was one of those where like I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out, but I'll figure something else out. I can't fucking do this.
Yeah,
yeah.
Those are those jobs that you just kind of like.
Like I went in Monday, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I was like, I'll be dead by the end of the week if I fucking go in. If I keep going into this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad jobs. Santiago, look at him. Yeah. You know, he's got to retire at 15.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's like
I went to last weekend. I went to the Poconos with my girlfriend. We went to the house. We just wanted to hang out by a lake, but you forget that like summer economies, like near the beaches and where people go to vacation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're so weird because there's no no school.
Yeah.
Happening during that time.
Yeah.
So all the people that run those businesses, they have all this child labor available to them.
Right. They have all the teenagers working for free.
Yeah.
And that's.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just you're at the Poconos and it's like there's this resort and it's run by teenagers.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 or 4 like barons or something like at
barons?
These, yeah, I'm just saying like at these lake places that are
what
like in charge.
Barons.
But like I meant like a robber baron, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
thought you meant like barren women that everyone took turns fucking.
Oh,
yeah. You can't get them pregnant, so you just fuck them raw.
They also had that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, honey, let's try it out. She's like, nah, I'd rather do mini golf. You know. I was like, all right, there you go. You know. And anyway, yeah. So you go to a cafe and you're being served by teenagers. You know, like the bellhop is being served by. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, teenage labor is also fucked up. It's very weird that we have like teenagers working in fast food. I think the laws are like over 16 you're allowed to have a job, but underneath you have to have like parental consent, and you can only work like 15 hours a week or something like that.
Yes, it was I remember I wanted a job so bad. This was the hardware store I got fired from.
Yeah, when you're a kid you want a job because you just want money.
Yeah, I was
to
like, I want
buy
money.
your own shit.
And then I was like, let me get a job, and I got like the permission thing. I started the hardware store. I was 15.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like you shouldn't. You look at them and it's like you should be living your life. You shouldn't fucking have a headset on and be like, I'm sorry, the fries were late, sir. Let's get that on the house for you.
It's so funny. Part of me was like, this is total exploitation. And then it was like, man, I wish I had to work because I had summer jobs.
Yeah.
But they were not like, these are legit jobs where, you know, like the hotel needs these people, you know?
Right.
And
you wish you had responsibilities.
And I was like, well, you know, they're earning a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And someone's taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
But they are
getting work experience.
Yeah, not only working experience, just also learning that sucks.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's the bigger thing is you got to have a job to realize that it's not good and that it's almost like not worth the money and that you should sell drugs.
But I'm sure there are other people
find
that
a better way.
I'm sure that it's just important to know that early on that may be for you or it might not be for you.
Right.
Working on that.
Yeah.
Working in like customer service or doing a public service job or you know whatever.
Right.
You know. Cleaning a lake, being a lifeguard.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. How do we get on fucking jobs? I don't even remember.
I don't know, they suck. They're scams.
There we go. Oh, what I was going to say. Oh, I just spent 4 hours interviewing potential roommates, and it is very funny to me that I've never met a roommate. I've never like interviewed with someone and then that's who they are, you know? You're always meeting like the version that you want them to be.
Well, it's a first date.
It's a first date, but everyone's like, "Hey," it's like just back to back to back, like, "Hey, love the apartment. So you guys chill? I'm pretty chill."
Yeah.
And then I'm just looking at them, being like, "How are you gonna ruin my life?" Just trying to be like, what about you is gonna fucking ruin my life? Like looking to figure out the flags now.
I think that maybe 2% of the population is actually capable of being, hey, what's going on? Oh, and that's actually a version of who they are. That's just like 2%. You know. Yeah. And then the rest, even though 100% of people doing it, it's 98%.
Right.
Fake.
Or some people
I do it.
You can get a read where it's like, okay, this is a guy who's like, listen, I respect so much more when someone's like, this is, I mean, maybe that's also just because how I am, but I'm like, hey, how's it going? I do this, and this. I prefer it when people don't put on a fake smile, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, just be the person you are. But if you do that, you're a psychopath, apparently. That's what I'm learning. Is if you act like that, if you don't put on airs, then people respond very negatively to that.
Oh, so there was one guy who you or girl who you liked who probably came and was very honest?
No.
And that, and the rest of your roommates were like, what the fuck? No way.
No, I just meant because my life is falling apart.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Well, I've been telling you this for years.
People really don't like when you're just like, everyone's like, isn't this great? And you're like, it is fine.
No. You can't
you gotta be all like
honest like that.
Oh my God, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Some girl comes in and she's like, yeah, I'm 23, but I did live at a co-op in college, so I understand what it's like to live with roommates. And also, I am an opera singer, but don't worry, it's not gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
It was like it was like you don't even know. You're lying to me you're giving me lies that a 23-year-old would fall for.
Yeah.
Like you're not. You don't realize that I can see exactly where this is going.
I love generational lying because it's so easy to. And then I'm like you think back to your past lives and like the way you lied to your parents.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they so knew how full of shit, and they just let me get away with it, you know?
Well, you have to. Oh, ooh. You know what? I can talk about that.
So, wait, let's go back to the roommates. So, did you pick anyone?
Yeah, we picked a woman. We're going to see if we're going to offer it to her and see what she says. She's about our age. I'm in my 30s. So, she's in her 30s, and she's working at she's doing like an MFA, and you know what? Honestly, we asked her what kind of music, because she saw my speakers and said, "Oh, how do you like these speakers?" And then she had the same synthesizer that I have, and I was like, "Okay, this is somebody I could actually get along with."
Oh.
And we asked her what music she likes, and she said Aphex Twin, and we were like, "Okay, that's cool."
Yeah, it's good.
Because everybody else is like, you come in and it's just like this beige, it's like back to back 9-to-5ers. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just back to back, like, hey, what's up? I'm chill and I'm cool. And you can just tell, like, this is going to be a basic nightmare of a bitch who, as soon as something doesn't go her way, is going to turn into a nightmare. Yeah.
Oh man, it's important to avoid those.
I see every person, and I'm just trying to figure out what are they going to be like when they're mad.
Meanwhile,
and what are they going to be like when they're,
Meanwhile, I'm doing a podcast after this of all the people and what it was like meeting you.
Yeah,
yeah.
Fuck those people.
But, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So
no idea. Fuck those people. I didn't even understand what that was. Of all the interviewees, you're gonna talk to them about what it was like to meet me.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, he did not mince words at all. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like, my roommates are much friendlier than me, and they'll be like, "So, are you excited to live with people?" And I'm like, "Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? Why are we asking them? They're fucking." My roommate was like, "How do you feel about sharing a bathroom?" And I was just gonna be like, "They don't have a choice. It's a shared apartment. So fucking." Who gives a shit how they feel about it?
Yeah, it sounds like you were the problem.
I'm not the problem.
Yeah, it sounds like you were the problem.
I do try to show my personality early on in case people will be turned off by it, because I'd rather people have an idea of who they might be living with.
Yeah.
I'm actually an amazing roommate. I'm very, very clean.
That doesn't mean you're amazing.
I'm very clean. I take care of all the bills. I buy fucking toilet paper and all the shit that you need for the house, right?
Yeah. But you make a lot of noise.
I sing in my room. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's the Nicholas over it.
I sing in my room. I don't even have loud sex anymore. I have normal volume sex.
Oh, really? But you had loud sex. I hate loud sex.
In Berlin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. As soon as I moved here, that's the thing is like, you're just like, it was so hard to get an apartment and I can't lose my security deposit that you have $1,000 or $2,000 at the time. Because it was before they changed the law that you can't have 2 months rent as a security.
Oh, okay.
So it's like $2,000 tied up in me not fucking someone so loud that it becomes an issue. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awful. As soon as if I get my own place again, I would probably have loud sex again, like very, very loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good
banging pots and pans.
Air horns.
Yeah.
TV blaring.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah. Those Jewish shakers. What are they called?
I don't know.
Yeah. Those like celebration things.
I have no idea.
You know, those boop. What are they called? The celebrate.
The ribbons.
Yeah. Those little ribbons. Those expanding ribbons. That's right. You do that when
Beep,
you come. Yeah.
The whistles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide whistles.
Yeah.
There's no funnier sex sound than the slide whistle.
Woo.
Yeah.
What an awful instrument, by the way.
You can do some good things with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wrote a concerto for slide whistle.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you actually?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be actually fucking dope if you did.
Boop, 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 boop. It's a whole orchestra.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a gimmicky thing.
Of course it would. I mean, I'm sure people have done like Bach on kazoos, right?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, they tour. Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Johann Kazooin Bach. Ugh, it was terrible.
But so anyway, I'm interviewing. You're seeing the best person of them, and I'm just sitting there trying to figure out what's the worst person of them. There was like a very.
You can see red flags though.
There was a very energetic.
If someone
like,
says
super, I'm so excited, and I was like, this person, like crazy eyes, and I was like, this person is going to be a fucking nightmare the second that they don't get something they want.
If someone says no drama, then it's like the only reason you're bringing this up is because you've had drama happen with you around you over a period of years between different groups of people, and you don't have the awareness to realize it's you.
Right.
So you keep on going from groups of people going to, we've got to stop this drama, guys. I got to find a group where there's no drama happening. Oh my goodness. And it's you.
Meanwhile, you're in the tragedy mask.
Yeah.
You're wearing.
This is a comedy house. So,
So anyways, I was just fucking doing that all day. And, I don't know. I guess we're going to have a roommate. I guess we're going to see. Were you going to say you thought it was weird that we asked what type of music she was?
That's a who cares?
No, it's not because she said I have a synthesizer. I have an OP1, and I said, I also have an OP1. Do you like electronic music? She goes, yeah. I said, who do you like? Because it's a synthesizer to make a specific type of music.
Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with whether you do good living together.
No, for sure. If you have
she
like some sort of well, let me tell you,
she shits in the sink, but we like the same synthesizer.
No, the other options were like it's like you don't understand. There's people who have Aphex Twin is not that obscure, right? Aphex Twin is probably the most widely known electronic musician of all time.
Yeah.
Right? It's like if you know the Beatles for mainstream music, for electronic music, you know Aphex Twin. Great, but it's just like having a little bit of an exploratory personality, a little bit of curiosity about shit, that where something like that comes out, where it's like, okay, you're interested in art, you're doing this. Half the people that you meet, it's like, tell me about yourself, and they're like, I have a job, and I like to see friends, and that's it.
Yeah, but that's not.
It's like,
really
do you do anything for fun? And they're like, I'll go to my friends and go to a restaurant. And you're like, I don't know. You fucking. It's like, what do you do for fun? It's like, I eat. It's like, oh wow, that's fucking amazing.
Wow, you have such disdain for people.
You might as well just be a fucking smiley face, and you're just like, pick me, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Yeah.
Do you like the world, Dan?
What I mean, I don't.
If you don't have disdain for people, that means you like the world.
I don't aggressively hate people like you do.
I don't aggressively hate them either. I just don't want to fucking be around them because they're cockroaches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they should be stamped out.
Yeah, see, that's aggressive.
You can't say cockroaches. Apparently, that's fucking anti-Semitic. It's like an anti-Semitic trope to talk about people as cockroaches and that they should be stamped out.
Yeah.
Who said that? I mean, have you ever seen them? I mean,
what Jews are cockroaches?
This is the joke I was making. Yeah. No, that's the thing. Speaking of people in terms of like infestation or pestilence is anti-Semitic.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Scarface was anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
That was his biggest crime.
Yeah, according to 15-year-olds on TikTok who have very strong opinion
on Scarface. Yeah. You little cockroach.
Yeah. Exactly.
So La Cucaracha.
Yeah. Anti-Semitic.
That's an anti-Semitic. Actually, you can talk about cockroaches, but you can't call a person a cockroach.
Right.
You got any scams?
I got I got a free burger today. It's the opposite of a scam. For some, I'll tell you what it was. There was a truck posted up outside a bodega, and it was like a well-known Italian restaurant, and it just said free food for the victims of Hurricane Ida. I don't know why they've decided that my block was a victim of Hurricane Ida, but they were just giving away chicken sandwiches and burgers. I got a free cheeseburger and fries.
Maybe that's great.
Yes, it's great. But then I was like, there's no way that, like, it's a full day of work for these people. It was like 3 people in a food truck cooking all day.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way these guys are doing charity. Like it doesn't even make sense as a charity to be like, we're just going to go to a corner in Bed-Stuy and give away burgers. It's not even like a food bank or anything like that. It's not even for people in need. It's just they're just like, this neighborhood seems poor.
So it's were they advertising for anything?
No. I mean,
they were just do-gooders?
Here's the thing. I guarantee you, because it was tied to relief.
In the burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, because it was tied.
they fucked the whole block.
Right.
Don't eat those burgers. They're free, man.
I guarantee you that what it was the government put out some tax incentive or some that they can write it off as like, oh, hey, what was the value? Each of these burgers was worth $10, and we gave away $5,000, so that's $50,000 that we get to write off on our taxes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I would bet money that that's what it was. And then they call it hurricane relief, so that they're like, what if like the government puts out a bill that's like, hey, we need hurricane relief, so if you can contribute to help the people.
So can you just offer anything and call it hurricane relief?
Probably they have a list of like housing, food, blah blah blah.
Some prostitutes like hurricane relief.
Yeah, well, this is our hurricane relief podcast.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, generally this one is free, but generally people face $50,000.
Yeah.
To stop talking.
Yeah.
But for hurricane relief, yeah. Anyways, meanwhile, our fucking podcast basement got flooded.
Yeah, we should get. Yeah. So where's my burger?
Oh, do you want it?
Yeah.
I actually went back for seconds, but they were out of food.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah. Anyway, so I had that, and then I had like I had a similar thing where I thought I was being scammed. I was with my girlfriend, and a guy runs up in a construction vest, and he goes, "Give me your phone." He's like, "Man, someone just stole my bag and my phone right off the construction site. It's got everything. Can I borrow your phone?" And I was just like, "Fuck." It's one of those situations when you're like, it's hard to give somebody your phone, but it's hard to deny somebody something as basic as a phone call if they were just robbed, right?
Yeah, but
yeah,
the guy has to. Also, the person
he has to understand that
the person who was just robbed is like he knows.
Yeah, I know
that he looks like
well, he's covered in sweat, right?
Yeah, he could be a guy on crack.
That's the thing. He's exactly. So I kind of like
he's got a gun in his hand.
I just stood.
It's pointing at your head.
I stood close to him so that he couldn't like run away, but I gave him my phone.
Yeah,
but I was just like, if this guy's fast, I mean, that's just a scam you could do. I told my girlfriend, and she was like, "Come on, it's just a guy." And it turned out it was just a guy.
Yeah.
But she was like, "It's just a guy who needs help."
Like, hello?
You got to help him.
Yeah, I'm about to rob this dude's phone.
Hold on. And she was like, "It's just a guy who needs help." But then on the other hand, she was like, "Look, he's got a construction vest on." And I was like, "Yeah, you can buy him for $3 at Home Depot." And then like if you're a really fast runner, scamming is easy, man.
Yeah.
You just put on a construction vest, get a little hat, and you're like, "Hey, they stole my shit. Can I borrow your phone real quick?"
But the thing is, okay, we're in the same situation where first of all, phones are extremely trackable these days. So what are you going to do with this phone?
Factory reset.
I don't think they. Can you do a factory? Can you steal a phone and do a factory reset, and then it has a different serial number and everything? It's still trackable.
It has the same serial number, but track my phone won't work anymore.
Really, on a factory reset?
I don't think so.
It seems like there's no reason to have track my phone.
What do you mean?
If you do a factory reset.
Yeah, I can look it up. Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, well, I mean, it might take a little bit of time, but do you know what I mean? It's like a factory reset fixes the problem of track my phone, then it's the easiest thing to not have your phone tracked.
Yeah, of course. Have you ever my shit got stolen? I had a bag get stolen in France. It had an iPad, and I found track my phone and it gave me an address. And my girlfriend was like, "Yeah, it's in the hood. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna go knock on that door?"
Yeah.
So it's even if you don't have track your phone, what are you gonna fucking do?
I think
even if it tells you where it is.
I think the idea is first of all you could do some cowboy shit. You know.
Yeah.
I think the idea is to give that information to the police.
Have you tried? I went to the police. They were like, "Yeah, sorry, we don't give a shit." They don't do anything.
Oh, all right. So does factory reset?
iPhone. I can look it up. We should keep talking about other shit.
Okay.
Factory restore does not disable Find My Phone. Only turning it off before the device was restored or knowing the password to the Apple ID that enabled it. When you wiped your device, it should have popped the window asking to log into your Apple ID and disable Find My Phone. So it can still be there, but that doesn't matter because you can just sell it.
You can sell it, but who's going to buy it? Who's going to buy stuff? I think it's just very hard to steal and resell phones now.
No, it's not.
There's tons of information on there.
No, it's not. You go on Craigslist. You say, hey, here's my old iPhone. I just factory reset it. I'll give you $200 off because I know that it's used. I need the money you just say, I need the money for something. Yeah.
All right.
Like you come up with a story for why you're selling it for cheap. I see it all the time.
I recently discovered a funny old school scam.
Okay.
Coupon scams.
All right.
Some woman just went to jail.
Yeah.
She's going to jail for 12 years.
Yeah.
She was photoshopping coupons.
Yeah.
And selling them to Facebook groups.
Yeah.
That love coupons.
Yeah.
And she did this for 12 years.
You're not allowed to photocopy them.
Well, the thing is, it's like if you you can. They're not photocopying. She's selling like super. It's like 10 for 1. She's making fake coupons.
Oh, okay.
And then selling them to groups.
Yeah.
And then the groups are taking it to a store, and the store is like, "What the fuck is this?"
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's selling fake coupons.
Yeah, but the thing is, the reason you can do it is because there's so many. You can't have a tracking code.
Right.
For coupons, they make too many of them to do an individual QR tracking code.
Right.
For a coupon. So it's not like concert tickets.
Right.
Where you can like bloop and just take it. They just look at the coupon and the person at the store is like, all right.
No, they scan them and it doesn't do anything and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you could sell someone a fake concert ticket. It's unverified.
What? Yeah, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So
meanwhile, I like the victim of this scam.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like who are you gonna go after? Like little old ladies trying to survive?
Yeah. Pretty much. That's what it is. And it's so fun. I was like, you kind of realize that the victims of these scams
are the people who need it the most.
The people who need it the most, and also like, it's always like cute people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone was selling fake puppies.
Yeah.
On Craigslist.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just give a picture of an adorable puppy and like, oh my God, I love this puppy, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you better buy it right now with this down payment.
Right.
And then the person just disappears and there's no puppy.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine just like, oh, where's my puppy?
Ghosting someone on a puppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is rough.
Where's my puppy?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you can't do that with kittens.
I guess you can't.
Yeah.
Right? Because nobody likes cats. That's the joke.
Mm-hmm.
We got it.
All right.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know. What else you got? I got
You said you had this New York Times
I have a very long discussion thing that we could talk about, but if you have anything else, you should get that in first.
No, I got nothing else.
All right, here we go. So, I'm going to try to pull it up. Okay. A guy in 2019 had he thought Apple was about to make a deal. Apple's head of keyboards, so apparently that's a position, loved FlickType, a keyboard app that he had for Apple Watch, gushing over how few mistakes it made. Apple should buy this from you, the man said. It could be a key feature of the watch. He demoed it for the Apple Watch team on January 24th. A senior engineer was super into it. That evening, the man received a message. The company had decided that the Apple Watch keyboards were against the rules. Specifically, the app is a keyboard for Apple Watch. For this reason, your app will be removed from sale for the App Store this time. And then, like last week, they revealed their own swipe keyboard in the new Apple Watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they just took him down. So he's suing Apple for stealing his idea. But apparently, it's called Sherlocking. Apple has a long history of looking to app developers for inspiration, copying their ideas. So apparently when you do like, command space and you can search for all the apps, that was like a third-party app called Watson. And then Apple just took it and called it Sherlock.
I heard they stole the pinwheel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Apple is also an apple.
Oh, yeah. They stole Apple from the fruit stand.
Yeah.
Right.
So they keep so they're stealing. So they're looking at web developers, pretending they're interested in their ideas.
No, it's
checking
just like,
them out
no,
and then just stealing it.
No, it's like you can make an app and it sells, but if it becomes too popular, they're just going to shut down your app and then produce it themselves. And because it's basically they have a monopoly over the platform and over the hardware, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, other than you can sue, but then it's also you're suing a multi-billion-dollar corporation, trillion-dollar.
That's why Apple's coming out with its own right-wing podcast, shutting all the other ones down.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Spotify, I guess, is their own thing. Anyways, yeah. There's more on this. Then the guy apparently, like, as a vendetta, he started a watch group that looks out for scams on the Apple platform. In response, just to show how the way that they police apps is it doesn't have like users' best intentions in mind.
Yeah.
And so he has a watch group.
What's an app scam though? Is that something that tricks you into buying the next version? It's like a game that kids are tricked into.
No, because that's almost like legitimate. That's just like you made an addicting game and there's in-app purchases. I think it's like things that steal your identity. Apps like that.
Oh, okay.
Like apps that'll steal your credit card information. Apple is terrible at keeping out frauds, and then it links to another article where it's got a bunch of examples of all the fraud that goes on in the App Store that they don't really care. It's like the cops. They're interested in making money for themselves, and they're not very good at actually like policing the ecosystem. Yeah, it's not catching the most egregious scams. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot on this if you start looking into the individual scams. But that's I guess that's it for now. I don't know. Anyways, that's what's going on with Apple.
They're scumbags, man.
I guess. I mean, it's just monopoly. I mean, it's the same thing that happened with Epic. Did you hear about that?
No. What happened with Epic?
Epic runs Fortnite. I think they wanted to have the application so that you could get it outside of the App Store so that they could circumvent Apple keeping 30% of purchases.
Oh, I heard this. Yeah.
Or on in-app purchases.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Apple banned them. And then I think it said that, like, they said that Apple could ban them, but that but that also they wanted to let people sell their own things. So I don't understand exactly what it was, but basically Epic got screwed over in the ruling. Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird that there's just like a giant corporation who can control because they make the hardware how you can get software onto the hardware and then can control how software operates. And it's like owning every bridge or every street. You see what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
If I make software and I want to get it to you.
Yes.
What do you have? What kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
Okay. So now I got to give Apple a cut for them to put it in the App Store. And they can also make it illegal for me to just give it to you directly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and sell.
So it's the same thing. So they're so big.
They're so big. They control the hardware market, and they also make it so that like they can make it they can determine what your phone is compatible with.
Yeah.
Right? Because they control the hardware, and then they also control the software marketplace, where they can determine the rules of going on there and what cuts they get.
Do you think this is so boring? Do you think if any of these... This is so boring. Yeah. But I do want to ask this. Do you think that once these... or if these big companies get split up, it's going to completely change our experience and what we're exposed to? Because it's literally going to be... No. It's literally going to be... like you can't stomp people out.
I don't know how
there'll always be a home for them.
I don't know how these companies get split up. You know, I don't know how these companies actually get split up. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how would you split up Facebook?
Antitrust stuff, right? Yeah,
there's got to be a way to do it. It's been done before.
I don't know what's been done before. The railway companies, where they split them up into various companies.
I guess.
I have no idea.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, luckily I got an antitrust guy on the podcast today.
Do you?
Yeah, I said wait here for an hour, an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to talk about Tom and Jerry being Nazis or some shit like that.
Yeah, but once that's over, it's your turn, baby.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. That's what I had. I saw a movie yesterday. It was all right. It was every movie now looks like I do feel like trailers look amazing now. Movies are getting weirder and I just watched this movie called Prisoners of Ghost Town, and it's with Nicolas Cage, and I think it's a Japanese director. And like sets and plots, we're in a very weird time in filmmaking where people are there. It's almost like art film bordering on mainstream film, or like art film starting to get a mainstream audience, but then it's a fusion of like the pacing and action of mainstream films getting into art films. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's a very weird time for filmmaking, but then at the same time you'll just see these commercials where something looks like it's going to be an action flick, and then it's like an hour of nothing happening. I don't know if you saw The Green Knight. That's what that was.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah.
I'm talking about that movie or this movie.
I think you saw 2 bad movies and you're like, movies are getting weird.
No. Movies are getting weird from like a formal technical standpoint.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, I think they're done as like being the respected medium that made a bunch of money.
Right.
And now they're entering like what television was 10 years ago.
What?
Which is get weird. Do whatever you want, get weird, and we'll make money that way. And then all of the actual, this is a fucking business. You make fucking money here. That's the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the internet is like the new like mass thing where you make all your money from. And then movies and television they're allowed to get a little bit more weird and arty.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Did you see The White Lotus?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a strange show.
Yeah.
It's like a combination between a movie and a TV show, the way it's paced.
It's called it's a miniseries.
Yeah, it's a miniseries, but like I've never seen pacing like this.
Yeah.
Where it's just like 4 minutes of a montage of an old woman like wading through the water, you know, and like with really good music happening.
Yeah.
But I was like, this doesn't have the pacing of a movie. This doesn't have the pacing of a TV
like
show.
Mad Men has a similar pacing.
and it's doing Mad Men does not. Mad Men is still much more straightforward. Does not take his time, or like Mad Men will never spend 3 minutes.
Yeah.
On a montage of people floating underwater.
Right.
And this is like these weird choices that this guy has. He's got 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know, he's got 6 hours to do what he wants, and then he can just he has the strangest things in it.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm like, oh, look at this. This is not about the commercial or anything that's like commercially driven. This is people checking it out because it's this wild creative thing that's happening, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think movies are like starting to get like that now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except like the action flicks. But like art house films are getting weird.
But there's action flicks like Fast and the Furious, and then there's like this movie looked like it would be a Japanese Western with like sword fighting, samurai elements. Not samurai, but like, you know, like almost like Kill Bill-esque elements of just like dozens of people and swordsmen and stuff like that and explosions. And then it had some of that, but it also felt weird. It's almost like we're getting into like exploitation films, like a new generation of exploitation films.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Okay.
Yeah. I just thought it would sound cool.
Do you really not know what that means?
I have like a vague idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
But I don't know. We're starting to make a bunch of very weird movies, and it's cool. But it's also.
You felt like you were ripped off.
No, I
maybe
saw
it's a scam. Maybe they're like, let's put all the action in to get them through this.
Well, that's
to come to this boring movie.
That's also is I mean, trailers of course it's the same as The Roommates. Everything is the sale. They got to get you to the sale.
Yeah.
And then the quality of the film itself is a separate thing.
Have you seen that new movie 9 to 5 Job? And I hang out with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's okay. That's the other way around. It's like if you have a bad movie, at least try to make a decent trailer. Right?
Yeah.
It's these people who like they don't even realize that them telling you about their lives, it's like you have no idea how boring you are and how boring you sound right now.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like you don't even realize that you're bombing in the trailer of who you are as a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're being very mean about it right now, but I also have
Can we be mean a little bit?
Yeah. I also
on
have the
podcast?
Okay. I have the mean. I also have that feeling when I'm talking to people that it was like, you don't know how to talk and you're bombing right now.
Yeah.
And I've actually talked to people. This happened once, and it was just a group of comics hanging out.
Yeah.
And this one person who we were like kind of friends with, she's not a comic. This is in Berlin. Yeah. she was like, now it's my time to be funny in the group of comics, and she just started talking, and then she just looked around, and we were all just like, no, and she realized that she was bombing in front of her friends by trying to tell the story and trying to keep command the center of attention. Did not work. Right. And she was like, I'm bombing right now. And not good. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, but not even bombing in social situation. It's like just I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's probably me. But it's just people telling you about their lives, and you're just like, this is just like, there's nothing here. There's like, your life is nothing.
That should be the name of this podcast.
You barely exist.
It's probably you.
You barely fucking exist as a person. Your impact on the world is nothing, and you're not even doing it in an interesting way. There's nothing fantastic or interesting or fun.
You should say that to them so they don't feel bad about not living with you.
Yeah.
They're like, boy, did I also avoid a fucking, a disaster of a human being.
No, because I'm not outwardly like this. I don't talk to people like this.
Yeah.
Because I don't care that they know or think that this is what's going on in my head. But it's just like, you just meet person after person, and you're like, God damn, the city is just like, it's just nothing. It's just people who are nothing. Hey, that's this week's episode. Thanks for turning in to You Got God.
All right. You can follow me at Daniel Lewis Vez on Instagram.
Yeah, Santiago is dead. Have a good one.